What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So last video you guys saw, I did the walk around of all the cars that I have and all that good stuff and showing you where they're all at. I had a couple people tell me some different cars that I should bring back, and one of the cars that a couple people have said to bring back and start working on and bring more content. I need to sell some things before I can bring that specific car back, and if you know which one I'm talking about, then you know. But I can't bring that one back. The other one was the Subaru, and that one I need to get the body work and all that stuff done. I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just giving you guys another little update on top of that for the two cars that were mentioned. That one, I need to cut some more body panels out of the parts car, which I will do. It's just, right now I'm looking, it's 96 degrees and I have no AC. That's why I'm sitting in my truck right now. So I can't really do that right now. Plus there's still a car on my lift. Now, I know it's kind of ass backwards, but as you probably can guess from the way I'm talking, I bought another car, and it was one of them ones that I got, and it was a good deal. So it has a bunch of parts on it, and I got it with intentions at first to just sell the parts that I don't need, keep the parts that I do need for my car specifically that's the same body style. But I think what I'm gonna end up doing is, because it's simpler to just fix the one main thing it needs. So with that, I'm gonna show you the car. So as you can see, it's a G35. So it's a 03. It is a coupe. And the reason why I bought this, as you could probably tell, it's a little lowered. So it already has coilovers. It actually has the GK Tech angle kit. It has adjustable rear arms. It has an NRG bucket seat, which is like brand new. It's just got the little thing flipped right there. It's got a GK Tech handbrake and all that. It is a factory manual. Already has a welded diff and all that good stuff, and a steering wheel. So what's funny is I actually got this car from a guy, and I ended up meeting him before, but this car specifically is my buddy Chris's. He's a media guy that comes to a lot of events and stuff with us. So he sold this car to the guy I bought it from, but what happened is they ended up driving the car with the dipstick blown out of it. So it starved for oil, which that's just what they came up with, and that's what they told me, which, I mean, I guess it makes sense. If the oil's spitting out the dipstick tube, then yeah, it's gonna starve for oil. So the motor's locked up. It wasn't at first. I started it and made a really bad knocking noise, and basically it's done. So with this one, it needs a motor. It just needs a DE, it's not an HR, nothing like that. So I was on Marketplace and I was looking around trying to find another car for a spare motor. Some people wanted astronomical prices for them, and it's just ridiculous. So what I'm actually doing is I called my buddy Chris. I said, "Hey Rudnick, I need a motor, dude. You got any motors?" That's actually not what I said. What I told him is, "Hey, you have a motor. I need your motor. You're not doing anything with this car right now, so let me take your motor so I can get this one going, and that way I can get this going, driving, tag it, drive it around, have some fun with it, and then sell it." And he was like, "Well, where's my motor?" So what I told him was, boom, right here, the motor right there. This motor runs. So we came to agreement. I'm going to take his motor, put it in my car, fix my car, and since I have to take the motor out of that anyways, might as well go ahead and do the manual swap. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to pull the motor and trans out of that one and leave it out until we have everything we need to do the manual swap, which I have a good portion. I have the trans, I think I have a drive shaft, pedals, master cylinder, all that good stuff. Just need to find a motor. And he's got so much other stuff going on right now that car is the least of his worries. So what we're going to end up doing is essentially he's helping me and I'm helping him make that car better, and that one will be for sale. So that one is actually going to be better than what it is now, because who wants an automatic that won't ship past third? So that's what we're going to do. So today I think what I'm going to do is pull his car out, pull it up to the shop, and start getting it taken apart. As you can see, not a perfect motor. What these things are notorious for is the valve covers down there actually leaking. So while it's out, I actually already have valve cover gaskets and oil filter housing gasket and all that kind of stuff for my car, but what I'll end up doing is just using it for this right now, since this motor is going to be out. So I'm going to work on getting everything off: bumper, headlights, radiator, hood, all this stuff in the way, get it all out of the way so I can just yank this motor out of here and then work from there. Alrighty, well, we got the front bumper off, got the headlights out. I think what I'm gonna do for him, as you can see, these headlights are kind of hazy, and from what I'm told, correct me if I'm wrong, but someone told me these are like the sought after headlights. I think they're like the HR headlights or something like that. Not really sure, but I think what I'm gonna do for Chris, since he's helping me out with doing this, I think what I'm gonna do is actually get these headlights restored and get them looking a lot better for him, for the car. Just because, you know, he's helping me, friends help friends, and these are rough. I mean, they're definitely seen better days. So I'm gonna scuff these down, sand them down, and then buff them out for them, and just get them looking a lot better for the car. Like I said, this car is not gonna have anything done to it anytime soon. So, but if I can do some things in the meantime just to help him for helping me, absolutely, I'm gonna do it. So let's keep moving forward. All right, guys, so I got the whole front end off. My buddy Brian was here helping me get this all off. So we got the other car off the lift, got this one in here, got the whole front end finally off, got the trans mount all loose, got the drive shaft out, exhaust off. So we're almost ready to pull this, but again, it's super hot and like I'm one shirt less. So I'm gonna let this thing drain the fluids, take its time, whatever, and I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna probably get this thing pulled out tomorrow. But for you guys, it'll be right now. All right, guys, well, as you can see, got the motor out of the Z. So you can see that there is a lot of gunk, like hefty gunk on this engine bay. So I'm gonna help Chris out and go ahead and degrease all of this and just scrub the hell out of it, get it all ready to get the motor swap in it whenever we decide to do that. So I have the VQ that I'm getting from him right here. This transmission is junk, so I'm gonna take this off. I actually need to take the wiring harness off too, because the wiring harnesses are different from the automatics and manuals. So luckily I already have one, so I'm gonna use my wiring harness on this engine to my transmission and then all that good stuff. So get all that done and then get this cleaned up and then kind of put it back together just for the time being. You know, get it clean and let it sit, so at least that way it's sitting clean and not like, oh shit, now we got to do all this. So I'm gonna get all this cleaned up for him once I get this car back to the house and then do all that, and then I'm gonna bring the G in here and do the same thing. So let's get this cleaned up and then do it all over again. All right, so we got the car back at the house. Gonna try to get all this gunk off. As you can see, it's bad, but I'm not too mad about it because it's super hot here. And yeah, so let's get this thing doused down with some purple power and scrub her down. So that's what you got right now. All right, well, you can see I got the hood back on and all that. I went ahead and sprayed and washed the side. I didn't really clean the wheels too much just because they're just gonna sit anyways. And again, it's super hot. So this right here is the money shot. I mean, look how good that looks, dude. Like, it's so much cleaner. There was probably like a 1/4 inch, maybe 1/8 of an inch of gunk. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but when it's just straight grease and grime just from leaking oil and whatnot, like, it's crazy. I mean, all this here is all clean now. The rack, you can actually see the actual color of the rack, everything, the lines, AC lines, everything. So it's a lot cleaner for whenever we decide to start doing something with this. So I'm gonna shut this hood. I'm gonna buff the headlights out for them, and then I'm gonna put the bumper on there, and I'm gonna go park it, and then go back up and get the motor out of my G. I think I got me a new shop kitty. Oh yeah? Let's say hello everybody on YouTube. You wanna kiss the camera? No? All right. Well, oh yeah. Oh. Cute little girl. All right, guys, so we got the Z all cleaned up and parked for now, and now we got the G inside. So basically, we got to do the same thing to this that we just did to the Z, get the motor out, get the trans done, all that stuff, get it all swapped out, and then I'm going to clean the engine bay. So we got to literally do the same thing. Take the bumper off, the headlights out, get the core support, radiator, all that out of the way, harness, all the hoses and all that good stuff, get the AC drained, and basically pull this out so that I can get ready for that one. So once this is out, we'll get it cleaned up like we did with the other one. We're actually going to clean it up a little bit while it's in here, like vacuum up all these damn leaves and stuff like that. So I think what I'm going to do is get this thing a little cleaned up so it's easier to work on the engine bay, like all these cobwebs and whatnot, and then yeah, get it all pulled out. Someone's not working today because it's hot, but yet you're here working when it's hot.
You know.
So we're gonna get working on this thing and move from there. Well, we're getting somewhere, and I realized that this thing has the solid motor mounts, the Z1 motor mounts, which is actually funny. I put these in about a year or two ago when my buddy Chris owned this car, so that's sick. I completely forgot about that. But we're about out. Just got to get this transmission to not hit the power steering lines down there and get this thing out, because I want to get this one also cleaned up like I did with the Z. So let's get this out. And just like that, I got 2 VQs out. This is a CDO1, not a CDO9, which is fine. It still was shifting fine and all that. So I'm gonna put this trans on this motor, this trans in the trash, that motor in the trash. Once I get some parts off of it that I need, spare parts, whatever. So I am going to get all this cleaned up and get this one ready for when I have the motor and trans together and throw back in this thing. So that's probably going to be it for this video, guys, because it's hot as hell. As you can see, I am soaked, and I've sat in the AC multiple different times, sat in my truck. So I'm going to get this thing cleaned up like you guys saw. I got Chris's car back together, cleaned up, all that good stuff. That's parked and out of the way for God knows whenever we're going to do that. This one, we're going to get together. We're going to do it, take our time, clean it up. Not like take our time forever. It'll probably be the next video, be running, driving, ready to rock. So we're going to get this thing cleaned up and move on to the next one. But I'm going to go home. I'm going to take a long, cold shower, and then I'm going to lay in front of the fan. So, yeah, if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be sick. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.